Apologies for the jank setup, but this just got sprung on me. We have a new patch here in Pokemon Unite. Oh, that's incognito. That's for later. No. I meant to get rid of my favorite spot, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. The U Impact patch. We see Crustle, Ho-Oh, Slowbro, and Charizard here. It's pretty interesting balance patch characters. These two could be a massive problem. This character getting reworked could be nice, and then Charizard getting buffs. That needs it. It's the worst character in the game, but it makes sense because it's getting the treasure chest skin. Let's go ahead and see when these are going to be implemented. I would imagine, yeah, on the anniversary reset, probably the same day Latios comes out. But let's go ahead and take a look at Charizard. So starting things off, his defense and special defense are getting buffs late game. So nice buff there. Looks like he gets a lot of extra spin off. I'm here for that. And for the basic attack, additional damage to burned opponents. For Burst Flame, no change. Oh my god. Flamethrower, 100% increase. Fire Punch, 100% increase. They didn't increase his Unite move, but oh my god, his basic attack just got insanely strong. I believe that all of your abilities, or no, your basic attack can just burn for like a few seconds. Let me just figure out exactly how this works. I need my favorite bar back for one moment. So let's go ahead and just read. I feel like it's just your auto attacks do just burn. While at 50%, yeah, your Breeze Fire at opposing Pokemon, dealing damage 4 times per basic attack. Charizard may never move while attacking, or may move while attacking, but is slowed by 5% while breathing fire. Charizard deals additional damage to opposing Pokemon that have been burned by the user's move. So the moves burn. Okay, that's what it is. And this additional damage can not land critical hits. Additional damage from benefits, Fib, regular lifesteal, basic attacks also gain increased range upon evolving into Charmeleon and Charizard, blah, 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 blah. And then they're just yelling about Charizard not being able to make its attack so faster. But yeah, all of your abilities burn, and your auto attacks will now do a lot more damage against burned targets, and Flamethrower and Fire Punch will do even more damage. Like after you Flamethrower or Fire Punch, your autos would just be doing insane damage. So that's crazy. And they also buffed Flamethrower's damage by 10% and 20% on Flamethrower Plus. The additional basic attack damage dealt to burned opponents was set lower for some moves. This has been standardized to the higher damage value. Charizard's durability has been increased to match other all-arounders, creating more opportunity for aggressive plays. I like these changes. I generally think Charizard was probably the worst character in the game after the Duraludon buffs, and Duraludon's still not that good, by the way, but it was better than Charizard, so giving it these buffs is very, very nice. You're going to be seeing a lot of damage come out from Flamethrower and Fire Punch, and just in general. Like, Flamethrower in particular is going to be a nasty build. It was already fine, like, you know, compared to, yeah, the rest of Charizard's kit. It was actually pretty good, but, dude, this is a really, really, really nice set of buffs. And then Gyarados also getting some changes, getting the defense buffs. Bounce gets a shield duration from 3 to 5 seconds. That's crazy. Aqua Tail's damage increased by 18%, and Aqua Tail Plus base damage increased by 8%, and damage based on the opponent's missing HP on the second hit increased by 5%. Wow. So I guess they want people playing Aqua Tail more, because that is a huge buff. Aqua Tail is really hard to play. There's one dude in my Discord server who's apparently like a god at Aqua Tail Gyarados, but I've never been a huge fan of it. But if it's doing that much more damage, maybe there's going to be something to it now, but we'll see. And then for Bounce, getting the shield for 2 extra seconds is cool. The durability and move preference for Gyarados has been improved, allowing Gyarados to overwhelm opponents more forcefully. In particular, the damage from Aqua Tail, which was previously lacking, has been significantly strengthened. I'm here for it. Ho-Oh. Sacred Fire has been... Okay, so this is the change from the China version, so that's cool. You can go to El Chico Eevee's Twitter and find a version of this, and I'm sure if you check like Spraggles or Chris's videos, they'll have it, but I'm trying to get this out as quick as possible. So we have Fly has been changed to Sacred Fire, so there's no more Fly. I think this is the first time they just outright gotten rid of a move. I know they changed Mime's, what was it, Power Swap to whatever it is now. It is Power Swap now. They changed that move. Move's name, but it was essentially the same move. They just slightly reworked how it works, but yeah, this is the first time they just should have gotten rid of a move. And the cooldown is 8 seconds. Effects: the user shoots a mystical fire of great intensity at the designated area. So it's just basically just a big AoE bomb of damage, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits, leaving them burned and unable to act for a short time. It's a stun. While the user flies high into the air, allowing it to move freely over walls, increasing its movement speed and basic attack. After this move is used, the user's next 3 basic attacks become boosted attacks. This move, if this move is used again while the user is flying, the user lands on the ground. Yeah, it's just, you basically fly up, drop a big bomb, and fly around and do boosted autos. It's really cool. There's video of it online, and it's nuts. So they also went ahead and nerfed Fire Spin. Fire Spin, I think, is generally the best move in the game. So they changed the damage decrease by 10%, and the added effect, the emitted heat wave now makes opponents unable to act. So Fire Spin stuns. Wait, so is the up and down arrow the fact that they're just getting rid of fly? Because yeah, the move Fly has been changed to Sacred Fire, enabling a new fighting style that hinders opponents while strengthening Ho-Oh's itself. Fire Spin is given a new hindrance effect, which was lacking for a defender, and in exchange, Fire Spin's damage has been slightly reduced. Oh, okay. I was like reading that as the damage reduction. So the damage reduction hasn't changed. It just does less damage, and he never used it for the damage anyway. The damage reduction is always what it was good for, and now it just stuns. This is the best defender in the game, bar none. Ho-Oh is the best defender in the game. Gardevoir getting some balance adjustments. This is always scary. This character is so good. Gets the defense buffs, and then Psyshock gets a special defense reduction from 25% to 30%, and Moonblast Plus gives a shield, 15% shield. Well, I don't love that. I mean, Psyshock, it's not a huge change. 5% won't do much. I just hate Moonblast. Why are we buffing Moonblast? I think it's one of the most overpowered moves in the game. Even if it's just a shield, like, just nerf the stun. We're going to do that. But the defense, you know, bulk buffs are fine. Gardevoir often struggled with low durability, so its stats have been... stats and the shield amount from Moonblast Plus have been improved. Additionally, the SPDF reduction from Psyshock has been increased, allowing Gardevoir to deal more damage to opponents with high special defense. It didn't need help with that. I can tell you that for free. It didn't need help with that. It already does maybe the most damage in the game. But it's just a kind of hard character to play sometimes. Crustle just gets a flat defense buff. That's so fucking lame. Come on, man. Crustle's signature high durability has been further extended, allowing Crustle to move more reliably, fulfill the role of a defender. A bug that allowed Pokemon to pass through rocks from Rock Tomb has also been fixed. So they fixed the bug with Rock Tomb, that's fine. But if you're gonna buff Crustle and put it on the damn thumbnail, give us something, man. Give us a slight increase to Stealth Rock damage, or just anything, bro. Any love for Crustle. I mean, it's a defense buff. Crustle's good. Like, I guess it didn't really need a buff, but, like, it would have been nice, man. I love Crustle. Give Crustle something. Slowbro hasn't been the best defender in the game for a few minutes, so they gotta buff it. The HP has been buffed. Water Gun, speed defense decrease on self, so it can move faster while charging Water Gun early game. That's crazy, because that's already one of the 2 or 3 best early game moves in the game. And then the Surf movement speed decrease on opponents has been increased, and Scald has a 10% damage increase. So yeah, Slowbro is not really the best defender in the game, so they just had to go buff it. I still think Ho-Oh is going to be the best defender in the game, but this is a crazy change. Slowbro, slightly lacking on durability and hindrance effects, have now been supplemented to make Slowbro easier to use effectively. These better be nerfs. They are not. Okay, they're buff and nerfs. All right. Because Snorlax, I think, is the best defender in the game. I think Snorlax is the top 2 Pokemon in the game right now. But they do buff its defenses, which, why? Didn't need it. But they do decrease tackles damage by 10%. Not really going to change anything. They decrease Heavy Slam's damage by 10%, and, you know, that's fine. You don't use Heavy Slam for damage, really. But you're not really going to get as many, you know, sneaky chip KOs with it now. And then they decrease Flow's cooldown by 7%. This does nothing. Snorlax is still the best defender in the game, in my mind, even with Ho-Oh. There's, like, these change. I mean, they buff its defenses and increase Flail a little bit, and Heavy Slam damage isn't what you use it for. Nerf an early game move. I like nerfing the early game move, so it's a little worse, but yeah, Snorlax is still the best defender in the game. Ability to deal high damage while hindering opponents exceeded expectations for a defender. Therefore, some of the moves have been reduced to better align with Snorlax's role. On the other hand, Snorlax's durability has been slightly increased, reinforcing its defensive characteristics. It did not need the defense buff, boys. It did not need that, but it is what it is. Alcremie getting nerfed, so the internet will be happy. Decorate has a now half-second added to its cooldown. Don't care about cooldown. Nerfs, they don't do anything. The effect duration went from 6 seconds to 2 seconds. That's a good nerf. And the shield amount has been decreased by 25%. All right, those are good nerfs to Decorate. It'll probably still be good. I like that they didn't really change the effect too much, because if they nerfed, like, the effect of the shield, or of Decorate, like the buff to auto attacks, that would have been bad. But just lowering the time it's active is a good thing. And I believe if you break the shield of whoever is decorated, that will also end the effect early. So That's a good nerf. Dazzling Gleam, 12% damage, sure. And then they nerfed its Unite moves shield by 10%. Yeah, alcremie is still going to be pretty good, but I never thought it was broken, personally. I know it had a stupidly high win rate, but it's just a pretty easy character to play, so that plays into that a lot. I can tell you for a fact that in my last, like, probably 30 games, the only alcremie I've seen has been either me playing it, Red playing it, or Galadite playing it. I haven't seen a single one on my team in, like, 30 games in, like, the last week. And everyone I've played, I've only been destroyed by one, so I never thought the character was broken. I see it a lot on the other team, but I don't know. These are nice nerfs, though. It definitely did need to be nerfed. Alchemy support capabilities, blah, 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 don't care. Tsareena. Triple Axle decreased by 5%, Stomp increased by 10%, and the Unite move has been nerfed by 8%. All fine changes. Tsareena was pretty good, like sneaky decent, had a pretty high win rate. I don't mind these changes. The performance of Triple Axle, which combines high mobility and damage, has been slightly reduced, and in its place, the move Stomp has been strengthened to broaden the range of move choices. Stomp wasn't bad, it's just more people are playing Triple Axle. Stomp is going to be crazy now, though, so that could be a problem. Clefable, Moonlight, cooldown half a second, does nothing, and then you get your Unite move a little bit less frequently. Okay, this does absolutely nothing. Cooldown nerfs are useless, so it'll still be good. Garchomp, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Why are we like this? Digs. Throw duration has been decreased. Earthquakes damage. What the hell? What? Why are we nerfing Earthquakes damage? That's like one of the top 5 worst moves in the game, and we're nerfing it? Okay, well. 10% damage decrease to Dragon Claw, and they nerfed Bulldoze. No, they nerfed Bulldoze. Alright. The damage and hindrance effects of several moves were higher than anticipated. The overall offensive performance has been adjusted to reduce to adjust the balance. I mean, that's fine. The auto attacks are still good. Dragon Claw will still be pretty decent. You know, it'll help, you know, with scoops. Obviously, you won't be doing as much damage with it, but it's not really a huge damage move. All of Garchomp's damage basically comes from its auto attacks. I can't believe they nerfed Earthquake, though. That's crazy. And Cinderace getting nerfs. I've been saying for years this character is freaking busted. But they nerf Blaze Kick cooldown. That does nothing. All right, so that's not a nerf. And then the attack speed increase after use of Blaze Kick Plus went from 65 to 45. That's a good nerf. That's a really good nerf. Then the sustained attacks following significant attack speed increase from Blaze Kick were powerful. The moves cooldown and attack speed increase have been slightly reduced to create more opportunities for opponents to counterattack. Interesting changes. Adjusted for the competitive environment to create a battle environment with a greater variety of Pokemon can be played in tournaments. Adjustments have been made centered on Pokemon with high usage rate in competitive play. Okay. So they're changing how Inteleon works. Max critical counters before evolving have been reduced, so Sobble can only have 1, Drizzile can only have 2, and now Inteleon can only still have 3. Okay, I like that. That's interesting. Tail Stinger has been changed to be able to interrupt movement with a strong hinders effect. That's sick. Snapshot 5% decrease, acrobatics decrease, and the cooldown for liquidation 2 seconds to 40% of cooldown. Someone's gonna have to explain what that means, but Inteleon's ability to KO wild Pokemon in the early game with its sniper ability was high, allowing Inteleon to secure wild Pokemon to consistently. Number of critical counters for Inteleon's pre-evolutions have been adjusted. I really like that. Also, the damage of Inteleon's main move, Snapshot, has been slightly reduced, while the performance of Acrobatics has been improved. Okay, it's a buff to Acrobatics. Got it. I read that wrong. All right, cool. And then Psyduck. Psyshock, thank you. Super annoying character. The Psychic area of effects has been reduced by a little bit on the radius. All right, well, how about you nerf the movement effects of it, or the amount of stuns coming out from it? That would have helped, but that doesn't really change anything, I don't think. Then Surf, the time until the second stage can be used has been nerfed by a point. Okay, that is absolutely nothing. These are not nerfs. I'm not even reading that. Hoopa. Phantom Force, time remaining until the second use went from 5.5, or got buffed by. All right. The strategy of using Trick on a high mobility Pokemon when returning with Phantom Force, repeating ambushes and escapes was powerful and extremely difficult to deal with. By shortening the time until the second use of Phantom Force is possible, the effective range of the strategy has been narrowed. Okay, so yeah. That was really only something that was done in competitive play because people in solo queue don't know that you can use Phantom Force with Trick. Like, whoever you trick can use your Phantom Force to A, heal themselves, and B, reposition themselves very easily. No one in solo queue knows how that works, but it is very strong. So I get nerfing that for tournaments. So interesting. And then they fixed quite a few bugs. You want to pause and read. I don't really know any of these things that were happening. So, yeah, there we go. That's a lot of interesting stuff. Overall, biggest loser. I mean, honestly, probably Garchomp. Alcremie could be a big loser. No, honestly, the biggest loser is Crustle. The biggest loser is Crustle. It's not, but like it kind of is. Like give it something, man. Give us like anything to work with. But yeah. Defense buff the Crustle. Give it like a little bit more than that. Especially if you're gonna put it in the thumbnail. Biggest winner, Ho-Oh probably. Snorlax. Biggest winner also Mimikyu once again, dodging a nerf for like the 15th patch in a row. Gyarados is gonna be good. Charizard obviously is the biggest winner though. I'm a little bit worried about how strong Flamethrower is gonna be, but let me know what you think the winner and loser of the patch is. I'm gonna go ahead and get this video up for you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.